Well, hello. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. And I love nothing better than the middle of the week. And fun fact, my company takes Juneteenth off. So just got to make it through the rest of today and tomorrow. And it's a long weekend. And what better way to celebrate that than with the crossword puzzle? So my name's Katie. I do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day as part of my quest for midlife glory. So, welcome back for this exciting Wednesday. And as I've been doing all week long, I have solved it last night, and I'm going to talk through how things went with you here. So, I'm going to get some solving music on here because that's the only way to do it, is to get some music on in the background. And let's go ahead and have a look at Wednesday, June 17th. And by the way, I'm going to back this up just a second so we can see Jonathan Raksin. Thank you, Jonathan. This was actually a fun puzzle, so I'm glad to be talking through this one. I couldn't wait to fill in like Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher. I was very curious to see what would happen there. This one I had to take stock of, and I'm going to stop this for just a second to say that we should notice here the grade in squares. So something is going to happen here. Something kind of thematic is going to be going on. And so I took note of that when starting to put together my solution. So you should take note of that as well. So I'm restarting. A whole bunch of nothing up here, my usual. So I just kind of went along and tried to find where to get started. I was sad I couldn't get this Disney Plus thing. This I knew 5-finger discount is stole. So immediately I started feeling better. Like, okay. And complete works of would be anthologies. I suspected that was going to be tomes, but for sure I knew 15 Across was Encanto because I've watched that movie about 100 times and I intend to watch it 100 more. So here, yeah, I do fill this in. I do like that clue a lot. That answer comes up a lot. This I suspected was going to be something dumb, DOM, but I wasn't sure if it was like fandom, idoldom, so I just left it. Chills, I also wasn't sure, and as I recall as we go through this, it's not going to be real clear. Yes. So a lot of nothing here. I will eventually get that, and it'll be fun. So this was my first look at one of these theme clues, and I was like, uh-oh, this looks like it's going to be real hard. So my goal at this point was just to try to get as much of this fill in as I could. Yeah, I was really starting to get nervous here. Like, oh man. I suspected that might be Soho and knew for a fact that the former Queen of Jordan was Queen Noor. Fun fact, she was American, is American. I think she's still alive. MSN, I didn't realize they brought that app back, but okay. I knew this was like MMA or something. I wasn't entirely sure. Swear was cuss, so I thought, oh, that's UFC. And this is SFO, which is the code for San Francisco Airport, and SSN. So thank God a lot kind of came together right there. Short con. First time I've seen that in here in a long time. And I'm looking at 16 Across, like, this has to be goof offs. There's really nothing else it's going to be. So I filled it in and thought, oh, that's kind of fun, which gave me the instrument ridge becomes fret, which is one of the sections on the neck of a guitar. Total Recall, Sharon Stone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, classic. And this was a good guess by me. I was like, there's only one cat that I can think of with an O name, and it's an ocelot. Who knew it was a cat? I did not. Some of these, thankfully, were really basic, and so I was able to get them pretty quickly and also continue to make progress, you know. Gathering informally, yeah. I was like, maybe tofu ends up, that's right. But I was like, popcorn tofu, I can think of nothing sadder sounding. Give me some popcorn shrimp or popcorn chicken. Yeah, yes, please. Okay, so a quarry is a stone pit. And now I filled in 2 of these like shaded answers and nothing's looking like it makes any sense. Yeah, except I did know this was Asobuco, so NFL, not correct in this case. However, NFC, which is a division of the NFL, and that sold me then on that being tofu and stub. I was able to get pest here, I think, or sesh. Either way, had a good little run in this particular section. And then this has to be shuffles. There's really no other answer. And we know that because Stu and died, which very appropriate for me. UV blockage is SPF, which by the way stands for sun protection factor, if you didn't know. And visit by plane, fly too. So I'm feeling fairly good here. Stagger I thought was real, and hey, doing my best as I try. And that gives us set point. I think I do fill in here another tennis reference. This can only be Peru. That is not a Disney favorite of mine, so I haven't watched that so much. And this is off put. And I have to say, we're going to see off in this puzzle a lot. I felt like it was weird how much it kind of recurred. This is a riffle shuffles, which I did not know that that's what they were called, but it does give us the actual clue for the shaded answers. And I was like, oh, okay. This is Leno. Again, there's really no other answer that this could have been at this point. I did not know this, even though that was just on the list this past year. Scan in. Okay, I guess. Still not getting that, but I think I commit here to stardom. And let's see, how does this play out here? Oh yeah, Ani DeFranco. That one I knew for sure. And that allowed me, no, not helpful, but I think I start to see that this is in tone for vocalize. And do I get cars here? Yeah. And this is and/or, which I think I get miscast first, which is hilarious. And I didn't know that was part of the talk about Jack Reacher and what's his face? Tom Cruise. He's great though. Oh, you know what is I was going to say Tom Cruise is great in Mission Impossible. That's all he needs to do. Now, 56 down, Oppo research, that is actually correct. And I'm doubting myself here. So I took it back out because as I'm doing this puzzle, I'm trying to look at what's going on with these shaded squares and nothing seems to be making sense. So I press ahead with the idea that I'm just going to solve all the words I know and not worry about the clue yet. Nope. Nothing down here. I'm starting to get a little worried. This is Tomb. The Valley of the Kings is in Egypt, I think, where all the pyramids are and stuff. Giza. And I knew this was going to be 1, and I wasn't sure if the last part of that was going to be 1-1 or if it was going to be 1-0. Either option is possible. And Baster, you bring it out once a year, and that's Thanksgiving. Coolness for the fans. Throwback to Happy Days. And Nick at Night, of course, spelled the advertising kind of way. No, still nothing there. Was up the river. Did time? Yeah. And rival of a Raven would be a Steeler. I know that because I live in Cleveland. So this did end up being 1-0, which I'll fill in a second here. I could not figure that out, or that. But I think I eventually see that that's going to be 0, and that this across answer, 72, is against. So it gives me the other 2. And I can see 59 down makes sense for Dog It. Slade I've never heard of. So thank God I knew the other ones. Oh, I was going to say, I live in Cleveland. The reason I know about the Ravens and the Steelers is they're regular foes of ours in NFL, the Browns. But the Ravens were the team that Art Modell took to Baltimore from Cleveland. And so we hate them. This I didn't get. Bill's partner, but this is aft. So back at sea is not like return to the sea. It is like what is behind you when you are at sea. It is aft and fore. Outdo is top, pretty clear. And finally, I'm like, this has to be Oppo, and I'm kicking myself for the doubt. Okay, so here again, I'm like, hang on a second. This is looking familiar. And if you're like, oh yeah, it looks like 16 across, you're right. So that's going to be goof offs. I knew for a fact 75 was going to be EGOT. And so Bill and Koo, I don't know. The other one, I'm going to stop this just for a second. I just filled in 62 across, which is PSI. Let me see if I can get back or look. Telepathy. PSI. Telepathy. Psi? That's not how you... For example, telepathy. I don't know what that means. I should look that up. I don't know. I'm going to restart here. So I'm like, well, info's definitely right and EGOT's right. So I'm going to put this in here. And what's going on up here? This is Andor and Chills is Rests. And there we go. Solve the puzzle. So I'm going to stop this for just a second and come back here and explain. I finally figured out, only after I solved the puzzle, what this deal is. So you can see here, riffle shuffles is the kind of theme. And what happens when you look here, you have goof, and then cons, ston, and then you see that these are a repeat of these 3 top ones, but they are riffle shuffled so that you've got, and this is a shaded square. So you can see they're fitting, there's fitting between the answers. I thought, okay, I guess that's clever, kind of. To me, this theme was maybe more distracting. I mean, in the end, what I had to do was, once I solved it, go back and figure out what he was talking about, which to me is not always the most fun, because in my mind, the theme should become apparent as you're solving. And maybe I'm just being dense about this one, but that was really tough to see as you were filling these things in, nor does it give you any kind of clue from top to bottom. So on the Sundays when we have the big themes, usually if you can figure out the theme, it helps you, you know, get the subsequent answers. And today it was the opposite. I had to solve the answers first and then understand what was going on with these. I also felt like, why are we, I could see goof, cons. What is ston? Am I just not seeing it? Like, why do we have these four things connected? It would be nice if this, obviously they're all four answers so that you can fit them in down here, which makes it kind of an architectural theme, I guess, a little bit, but I don't like this. In my mind, the grayed out words should be words themselves, and I don't know what kind of word ston is. I don't get it. But, again, I just solve the puzzle. I don't write it, and I'm sure because it's complicated, props to Constructor for doing this. So anyway, there you go. I did, this was a kind of huge win for me in that, and I'm just looking at the time. Yeah, I was, hang on, I'll put this back up. I was 3 minutes faster than my average, 3.5 minutes faster than my average, which feels really great. So for these Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I've been killing these, and it does help me to do them on my iPad without talking through them, because obviously I can, be of one mind rather than like chatting. I definitely like to do the chatty solve, especially for the longer puzzles, but yeah, so even with the theme and a couple answers that I still totally don't understand, I thought this was pretty good. So anyway, that is kind of the deal for today, Wednesday. So thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if anybody out there is watching. I'm just trying to get the word out that I do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day and talk through the solution with you all every day so far. So, and that's the plan for a while. So thanks for watching if you made it this far. I'll see you tomorrow for the beginning of the end of the week. And Thursdays, aside from Thursdays, might be my favorite puzzle of the entire week. Like, the anticipation for what is to come is always very high for me. So I'll see you tomorrow for Thursday. Let's keep the streak alive.